Everyone, please stop citing Thomson Reuters. Stop being idiots. I think really since the start, that's what I've wanted out of this channel, just for people to not be idiots as much about various things, no matter what the subject is. I'm just trying to get people to learn, to use their brains, to use critical thinking, to engage your minds, and just stop being stupid. And I've covered this, but now apparently it needs its own video, because you people are still throwing Thomson Reuters in my face.
No, see, Thomson Reuters, it means you wrong. It means the AI is bad. You see, you've already lost it, so you lost in Thomson Reuters. You lost.
For those of you who don't know what this is about, we're talking about generative AI. And in particular, the cases like Bart's v. Anthropic, or Cadre v. Meta, or any of these others against the LLMs, or against, Stability AI, or Midjourney, or all of these. And they just keep losing. Because generative AI, as we've seen, is quintessentially transformative, spectacularly so, the most transformative any of us are likely to see in our lifetimes, etc., etc. The only thing they can ever seem to do is come back with Thomson Reuters, even though it absolutely does not apply, so it needs its own video. And that's what we're going to do here. We're not going to go back over Judge Alsop's opinion. We've already looked at that. We're not going to look at Judge Chabria saying anything or whatever. We're going back to the case itself. We're going back to the man who decided it. Circuit Judge Stefanos Bibas, sitting by designation for the District of Delaware, in the case of Thomson Reuters and West Publishing v. Ross Intelligence. It's a 23-pager. We're not even going to go over this. We're just going to hit a couple of pages just to make the point. And the first one, we're just going to get you some background of the case here. And so the judge says, Ross, a new competitor to Westlaw, made a legal research search engine that uses artificial intelligence. Now, one of the things you're going to have to know about this is there are lots of different kinds of artificial intelligence, not just the generative AI we've been talking about. To train its AI search tool, Ross needed a database of legal questions and answers. So Ross asked to license Westlaw's content. But because Ross was its competitor, Thomson Reuters refused. So to train its AI, Ross made a deal with Legalese to get training data in the form of bulk memos. Bulk memos are lawyers' compilations of legal questions with good and bad answers. Legalese gave those lawyers a guide explaining how to create those questions using Westlaw headnotes, while clarifying that the lawyer should not just copy and paste headnotes directly into the questions. So Ross used them to train its AI search tool. In other words, Ross built its competing product using bulk memos, which in turn were built from Westlaw headnotes. When Thomson Reuters found out, it sued Ross for copyright infringement. So what we have here is a natural language processor with supervised learning. And so it's using all of these legal questions and answers to try and answer the questions that people give it. But the thing is, it wasn't generating any new content. It was not generative AI. It was just a really sophisticated database / search engine of questions and answers. And so all it would do was spit back the judicial opinions in the form of headnotes that had been written by Westlaw, that it could actually reference and turn over to it. So it's really just a query match. So that's basically what happened. And to see why it has absolutely no relevance to any of the cases we've been talking about or any generative AI at all, let's go to Judge Bibas's comments over on page 17. And so here we're doing the analysis of fair use to see if it's transformative, and the judge rules, Ross's use is not transformative. Transformativeness is about the purpose of the use. If an original work and a secondary use share the same or highly similar purposes, and the second use is of a commercial nature, the first factor is likely to weigh against fair use, absent some other justification for copying. It weighs against fair use here. Ross's use is not transformative because it does not have a further purpose or different character from Thomson Reuters's. Ross was using Thomson Reuters' headnotes as AI data to create a legal research tool to compete with Westlaw. It is undisputed that Ross's AI is not generative AI that writes new content itself. Rather, when a user enters a legal question, Ross spits back relevant judicial opinions that have already been written. It's not a generative AI tool at all. The only thing it has in common with generative AI is the letters A and I. And he even makes it plain here over on the bottom of page 19. So Ross's use is not transformative. Because the AI landscape is changing rapidly, I note for readers that only non-generative AI is before me today. He is only talking about non-generative AI. None of this applies to generative AI. So there you have it, from the horse's mouth, from the judge himself. Thomson Reuters has nothing whatsoever to do with generative AI. It does not apply to generative AI. No reasonable person could possibly have read this and thought that it applied to generative AI. So what's going on here? Are you stupid? Are you lying? Or are you just unthinkingly passing along the talking points you've been given? Either way, it's not good. And it's time to take a good, long, hard look at yourself. And ask yourself if this is the kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be a mindless puppet tossing off talking points with complete arrogance and talking down to people who know more than you do? Do you want to be a liar who will tell whatever lies you need to fit your narrative? Do you want to be an idiot who can't read basic English? Or do you want to be a good and rational and decent human being? The choice is yours. Thank you so very much for watching. Comments for the Comic God, shares for the Share Throne. Please hit like, subscribe, and the bell. And if you like everything I do, please donate .bugosity.tv to keep me doing it. One-time donations, all sorts of ways to give, large and small amounts, or becoming a regular supporter to get these videos early and ad-free. Thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, stay strong and be free.